What's going on, guys? I'm Anthony from Resistor. One thing we wanted to talk about today in our rig rundown series is about this bad boy right here. Got my vocal pedal board. We get a lot of questions asking about this thing, like why do we do it? Why do we have it? How do I run it? How does it work? But I'll explain everything here. Maybe you guys can do it. Maybe you guys can try something different. I know for us, you know, I like to be a little bit different. I don't just listen to straight deathcore. I listen to everything on the moon, from new metal to prog metal to even classic rock to God knows what the fuck. So what I basically want to show you guys today is how to do something different. What we've done with this so far is, you know, instead of just having the normal breakdowns and like being very generic with that type of stuff, it's bringing in a whole nother element to the game. A lot of times you hear like people being recorded and they have the stuff. I'm able to do everything live that we do, from weird effects to delays to reverbs to transitions to even samples, and everything's done right through here through this pedal board. So let's get right in it. I'll show you how this bad boy works. First is the heart and soul of the pedal board. Without this bad boy right here, this whole thing would not work at all. This right here is the Eventide mixing link, and what this does, it connects all the pedals into a giant loop that goes XLR in and out. So you're actually able to go in through the PA and out right to your microphone. So if any of these pedals short out or nothing's working for the set, I'm just a regular vocalist with no pedals. So this thing has saved me many times. This thing is the reason why I'm able to do this. It took a long time and trial and error to make this thing work, but it's super clean. Super recommended. And also, these are my settings for this pedal if anybody ever wants to try it out there. It's the best way to get the tone without you know, cutting in and out, too much feedback. Keep everything right in the middle, and this bad boy you want to keep all the way down. First thing on the whole link, we're starting from here. We go around this way to here to here. We're starting here with the Fuzzrocious knob Jawn. This pedal freaking rules. You can make yourself sound like Satan himself with this bad boy. I use it for select parts, you know, in between songs. And we also use it in the song Less Than Zero at the end to make it sound just even more brutal. So the way that I have this set up, you go right there. These are my settings for this bad boy. And you turn them on, you go from sounding like this to sounding like this. And then if you want just the effect, you can even sound like this. There's a lot more you can do with this one, bass and guitar, but for vocalists right here, I've tried doing a couple different things. You can go higher, but for the style of music that we play, going low on this bad boy is the best way to go. So it's a mix of my normal vocals, and I can go even lower. So if I can just scream normally, go now when you click this bad boy on, this one right here is the Fuzz Rochas Demon King. I've actually used this pedal since my days of playing bass guitar and graduated to vocalist. We don't normally use this one live at all. It's just a distortion and an overdrive, but it's probably one of the gnarliest ones. We actually use this tone also for our bass guitars. For this one, what I use it for is mostly recording. Like we do main vocals and backing vocals, and usually with the backing vocals, we try to make it sound a little bit different, add some distortion to it. So I leave it on the board just for recording purposes, because I like to record like multiple tracks. This one right here is the Earthquaker Devices Transmisser pedal. This one is so much fucking fun. You have no idea. We use this pedal right here in the song Infected. During the breakdown, it creates like its own ambience. So it's not just like a regular reverb. It creates this whole different tone, and it just creates like a crazy noise that comes behind. So, like for example, when we do Infected, with this one, so hopefully in the future we can start emphasizing more. You can actually put an expression pedal out from this pedal right here. Eventually I'm going to try to messing around with this a little bit more, but as of right now, I'm just keeping for the basic aspect that we use in Infected. As we're writing now, I have a couple ideas of what I want to use this again in a couple new songs. Carbon Copy Delay by MXR. You cannot go wrong with one of these. I even used this when I was playing bass. This thing is so much goddamn fun. It's just an analog delay, but what I use it for is more transitions between songs. So this is more of like a live pedal, and I also use it in our intro when we recorded. So with this one, you can actually change the speed, and it just goes nuts once you start moving around with the delay portion of the pedal over here. So for example, and now when you turn on the pedal, next pedal right here, we have the Hummingbird by Earthquaker Devices. It pretty much looks like this is a Fuzz Rochas meets Earthquaker Devices board. But between those two companies, this works perfectly for me. This one I got the day before we started recording Thorns. It's pretty awesome for transitions, and I use it in the song as well right before it goes in. And between these two pedals mixed in together, it just gives you the craziest cool effect. So when I turn this one on, these next two pedals here, these are actually my main pedals that I use in probably almost every single song. Anytime I'm using a reverb or a delay, that's just like a basic delay and a reverb, it's going to these two pedals right here. So anytime I'm doing like my mid vocals where it's not like, when I'm not going low and I'm doing more, I'm using a lot of these. So even in Thorns, I'm using this one. It just gives you that perfect all-around delay on vocals. And every pedal on this board, I've had maybe 15 to 20 different pedals of each type of one, and this is all trial and error. So even a vocal pedal board, you go on YouTube, there's not a lot you can find out where it's like, is this gonna work on vocals? Is this gonna be a dud? I've had plenty of pedals where I bought them, thought it was gonna be the coolest thing ever, and ended up just being a dud and not even working at all. So this one, if you're trying to do anything with vocals or even on guitar or on bass or anything like that, this pedal freaking rules. It is probably one of the coolest delays I've ever used. It's perfect. It doesn't give you too much. It doesn't give you too little. For what I want to do, this thing works perfect. So the same thing goes for the Cathedral. What this one is the delay, but this one is my main reverb. With this one, actually, you have all these different options. So you even have your reverse delays, which is so badass. But what I mainly use this one for is either the room or the hall. A lot of times I've been recording more with the room as of lately, and it's the same thing when I'm doing like my mids or anything else trying to go like that. Give it more of an ambient sound, especially in parts that we want to sound bigger, like in bridges or in choruses or anything like that. So it gives you a little bit more of that bigger feel. So how it sounds normally is this. And now, when you want to sound a little bit more ambient. Love this bad boy right here.
That was fucking sick. Go for it.
This one right here, I have not used yet. I have not used it on anything yet, but I'm planning on trying to do some cool stuff with this. All I know will make some weird freaking noises. Very out there. I have no idea how I'm going to use it yet, but that's a challenge I want to take on. If I can incorporate this into a very heavy fucking song, I'm doing my job. So bring on the Rainbow Machine. So last we have right here, we have the Boss RC3. It's the loop station. What I do with this guy right here, anything as samples or anything like that, or transitions, that stuff that I created on the computer, I just store it right here into this pedal. What's cool about this bad boy right here, it connects right here to my switch. So this is the stop. Like if I'm playing the sample, so when we're ready to come back in, I just hit stop, and this goes through my my bank storage. So for example, when I click this bad boy in when we start our set, So that's what it generally used for the intro. It actually, that sound was created from me screaming using the carbon copy and a couple of different pedals, but to make it sound as tight as possible for a live set, I just have it pre-recorded in here. The other cool things that I have in here is this is also transition that we use in between songs. Use that clip in song Shadows. The vocals recorded backwards and then with many different effects put on top of it layered, which Matt fucking did an amazing job with that. And then also I have like some more transition stuff in between. So that right there is pretty much the whole pedal board setup. It's on, what are these things called? Tempo Audio 24. It's pretty sweet. You lock everything in so it's all nice and neat underneath. Never any fucking problems. Using two pedal towers. And then for a mic, got a good ass Sennheiser right here. The whole setup, and hope you guys enjoy. If you like the videos that you see, like and subscribe. We're putting more content on our YouTube channel. We have our Instagram at We Are Resistor, our TikTok, Twitter and Facebook. So keep following us. Hopefully we're having more material out pretty soon, and keep an eye out. Thank you so much again, guys.